Hello, welcome to Old English Outfitters YouTube channel. I'm Alan. Today we're going to be talking about the Honor Defense Honor Guard series of pistols. Honor Defense is a veteran-owned company. They manufacture their products here in the United States and the state of Georgia. Their pistols that we're going to review today are their 9mm Honor Guard series. Very nice pistol, very shield-like in size. It is a locked breech, recoil-operated pistol, like many others that are out there today. Okay, folks, let's talk about this Honor Guard Honor Defense pistol. Okay, very nice little package that it comes in here. We have a cardboard box that says Honor Defense on the front, name of the company, of course. Set that out of our way for a minute. We've got some paperwork here inside. Instruction manual that covers all the warranty and information and all that. The warranties on these things are 2 years limited, so you're aware of that. Inside the box here, we have the obligatory padlock, and we also have 2 magazines that come with this pistol. One 8-rounder there, and one 7-rounder that was in the gun here. Now, these magazines are going to look a whole lot like Smith & Wesson Shield magazines, if you're familiar with those. They do not interchange with the Shield. Shield magazines lock differently than these do, so they do not interchange, even though they look very, very similar. Pistol itself, right here, looks pretty similar to the Shield. Overall size and everything and general configuration, it is very similar to the Shield. Honor Defense will tell you that most holsters that fit the Shield will fit the Honor Guard pistol. That's a pretty good description, most but not all. We tried it in a variety of holsters that we carry here. We found some that would work pretty well and some that did not. So it's a good reminder anytime you get a pistol and it's designed to fit in a particular holster, it's a good idea to try it in that holster to make sure that it actually fits as it's supposed to. This particular weapon that we're going to be reviewing here today has a tan-colored frame. Honor Defense makes these with a kind of a maroon-colored frame, a tan frame, or a black frame. We have all those in stock. Going over the controls on the gun and just kind of a general look over here, construction's pretty good. It's stainless steel slide polymer frame like many things out there. As we mentioned in the introduction, it's a locked breech recoil-operated pistol. Nothing new or particularly innovative about that. That's a very solid, workable method of manufacturing weapons that's been going on for a long time. Honor Defense makes these things with or without a manual thumb safety. We have some that have the manual thumb safety. We have some that do not. This one does not. Right there's where the thumb safety would be, where I'm indicating with my finger. The gun itself has interchangeable back straps. This is the larger of the 2 back straps. The other strap that comes with it in the box here is smaller in thickness than the one that comes on the gun. We went ahead and left this one on the gun to try it out. Has an interesting cross-hatched pattern here on the grip. Wraps around the front. Gave pretty good purchase. It's not overly aggressive. It's not overly slick. Seems to work pretty well. From a control perspective, the Honor Guard has pretty much ambidextrous operational controls. The magazine release is on both sides of the gun. The slide lock and release lever is on both sides of the gun. A point about that slide lock, it is very, very low profile. Doesn't stick out hardly at all on the side of the gun. Purpose built that way. Modern training techniques with pistols like this will generally steer you towards operating the slide rather than that release. So this is going to reinforce that, because trying to operate that release when the slides lock open is going to be very difficult. It isn't too bad, though, to lock it open manually if the gun's empty and you want to disassemble it for cleaning and maintenance. Going on to that disassembly, we have a disassembly lever right here. It just rotates down. Works pretty good. We have a smooth surface trigger. Got a little trigger stop right there. It's not bad. Honor Guard says that this, or Honor Defense says that this trigger pressure on this is about 7 pounds. That's what it feels like. I shot this the other day just to make sure that the sights were well regulated and we'd have no issues out of the box, and it was just fine. So, to take this pistol apart, now we've kind of covered the control surfaces and everything on it. And while we're here, let's mention the slide. The slide has both front and rear cocking serrations. That's a good feature. We have an orange insert. Let me get that back in the camera. We have an orange insert front sight, which kind of brings you right to the front sight. The rear sight is 2 white dots. Works pretty good. It's a good system. An interesting feature of these is they're built, the dovetails and the way the front sight attaches is identical to the Glock series weapons. So if you have Glock sights, night sights, they can be installed on the Honor Guard pistol. That's a good feature. So to take this pistol down, if we were going to maintain it, the first thing we would do is lock the slide open to the rear. Make sure the magazine is out, because the very first thing we want to do with anything and everything, make sure that it's empty, has no ammunition in it. You move this box out of the way here so you get a little better view of the pistol. Once we've done that, once we've made sure that it's empty and safe, it is very simple to take apart. All you have to do is rotate that takedown lever down, then get a hold of the slide and release the lever. It's going to release pretty easy because it's not locked open on a magazine. You're not fighting that magazine spring. And the slide will come forward and slide right off the frame. Frame's pretty simple, has an internal chassis like many things that are built these days. Inside the frame, or inside the slide, we have the recoil spring guide and the barrel, which are going to come out, and that's going to be it. The recoil spring guide, a point about it is not captured. So when you take it loose, you want to make sure you've got a hold of it because it's got some spring pressure behind it. You don't want it to launch and go out the kitchen window. Lay that down out of the way, pull the barrel out of the way, and there we have the components of the pistol laid out, field stripped, ready for cleaning. No need to take the gun further apart than that for normal maintenance. You have the slide, you have the frame, you have the recoil spring and guide, and you have the barrel. Again, very, very similar to many, many things that you see out there today. Construction's pretty conventional. To reassemble it, reverse order, put the barrel in the slide, put the recoil spring and guide in. The spring end is going to go up inside the front there, and you're going to have to push this down and get it centered in there onto that barrel block. Take the slide and attach it to the frame, slide it all the way on just like that. You're going to take it all the way back and lock it open. And again, even though this is low profile, it's pretty easy to do. Once you've got it locked open, all you have to do is rotate that takedown lever back into position. Function test the pistol. We're going to turn it around, make sure everything's in order, pull the trigger, make sure it works, and it does. A couple operational points about this gun. It is, as we mentioned, fully ambidextrous. It also cycles pretty easy. Doesn't have a whole lot of recoil spring pressure, so it cycles pretty good. Works pretty good there. You can use the front or rear cocking serrations to enable that. Obviously, if you're using the front, you want to make sure you don't get in front of the barrel when you're loading the pistol. Like everything else out there, and I'm going to put an empty magazine in it here for just a moment. Magazine is empty. Like everything else out there, when you fire it and you fire your last round, it is going to lock open on that empty magazine. We had no issues with that the other day when we tried it out to see how everything was working with it. It's a pretty good gun. Seems like it shoots pretty good. It's a defensive-oriented gun. It's not a target gun. It's not a target trigger system by any means, but it works pretty good from a defensive perspective. Very good, comfortable size like many things out there. It's easy. It's got good sights, good controls, easy to shoot well, but not so big that it's a burden to carry. Okay, folks, so here we are outside on our range with this Honor Defense pistol. We're going to shoot a few rounds out of this so you can see how it works, how it handles. As I said earlier, this is not really a target gun. The trigger is a defense-oriented pistol, so we're shooting at a defensive target, a silhouette target. We're shooting at about, at the moment here, about 21 feet, about that 7-yard average range that most people like to shoot at. So we're going to put a few rounds through this thing, and so you can see what it looks like, see what you think. I have shot this before, and I will mention to you, and you'll notice it. It's a very comfortable gun to shoot. Recoil is very manageable. It works pretty good. This orange front sight that's here comes out really nice out here. It brings you right to the front sight, which is right where you want to be. Okay? So let's load this thing up and shoot a few rounds. Magazine in, ear and eye protection's on my cameraman, and it's on me, so we're ready to go. One round. And that's a center hit, one round. Let's try two. Two more center hits. Let's try a couple more. And we're empty. We're going to reload. Magazine comes out smoothly, and we're going to rack it. We're not going to go to that very abbreviated slide lock. So we moved about half the distance into the target because so many defensive situations happen much closer than 20 feet. And usually, if you're closer than 20 feet, you're going to be shooting kind of fast. So let's see what this looks like from a controllability standpoint. Pretty good. All rounds right on target, dead center, not a problem. Good pistol, handles pretty well, shoots pretty good, has some good features. Very ambidextrous. We're going to recap just a little. Very ambidextrous, very left-handed friendly. Slide, release, and lock on both sides of the gun. Magazine release on both sides of the gun. Comfortable to shoot, handles pretty well. We would recommend that this is a good choice, especially for you folks that are left-handed, especially for you folks that might have trouble racking a slide. This doesn't rack too bad. Worth your consideration, worth a look. We have these here in stock at the shop. Come see us, and we'll see if we can't fix you up. Thank you for watching this episode of our YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please comment for us. And until then, I'm Alan. We'll see you next time here at Old English Outfitters.